Yo, we about to talk about some badass ninjas. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave. This is Sam. And tonight we're going to be talking about the new Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, on Netflix. Which is pretty funny because our very first review we did was talking about a Ninja Turtles property, Ninja Turtles versus Batman. So make sure you check that out. But before we get into it, I want to remind you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, hit that like button down below, and follow us on all forms of social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All right, so getting into it. Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. I feel tongue twisted every time I say that.
Yeah, you sound tongue twisted.
I do. All right, cool. So it's not just me.
It's not just you.
Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. I'm gonna say TMNT just for short. So this movie was released on August 5th.
They say anyway for short?
Yeah, TMNT.
So
Rise of the TMNT.
Why is he acting like he created something?
I didn't. I mean,
I'm just for short.
I'm just gonna rock with TMNTs.
Okay,
But yeah, so this movie was released on August 5th of this year on Netflix. It's a Netflix original.
You are just.
I am very tongue-tied today. I haven't had any water lately. That's what's going on. So yeah, this movie has been long gestating. Like, we've been waiting for this movie for a long time. I remember it was announced like 3 years ago. I think about 3 years ago. So it's been a while. We've been waiting for this movie to come out. So it's finally been released. And it follows Leonardo as he is forced to lead his brothers to save the world from the Krang, the evil Krang, who have not showed up in the series. So this movie is actually based on the Nickelodeon series of the same name, minus the movie part.
Isn't that group of ninjas or something?
No, that's the Foot Clan is the ninjas, and the Krang is the aliens.
Oh.
Yeah, it's based on the TV series of the same name that ran from I don't know what year to I don't know what year, but that is also available now to stream in its entirety on Netflix as well as Paramount Plus. I'd watch it on Netflix though if I were you. I'm sorry, like just saying, because no ads.
Oh, Paramount has ads.
Paramount Plus does have ads.
Plus has ads.
Yeah.
Well, what you playing for the Plus for then?
That beats me. I have some thoughts about the streaming wars coming up anyway. But so yeah, this was an exciting movie first and foremost. Before I get into my immediate thoughts about this movie, Sam, you're not really the Ninja Turtles connoisseur.
I'm not, but I have watched Ninja Turtles back in the days before they got all animated.
Got the rubber suit ones.
Yeah, I was like the old cartoons, like hello. So I was like, okay, I had to get used to that because I definitely was. And I'm like, why they look like that? And then of course, movies on there. So because it starts out with them in the future, so I had to get used to number one the cartoon design. I'm like, okay, this must be for new people because people like me, we're the old one. We're the old one. Right. So then too, even with Leonardo, he's always a leader. Mm-hmm. So it's like nobody else had like really time to lead. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like even in all the movies, it's something that he has to come to terms with or straighten out in order for whatever. So it's just like
right. And that's what I thought was interesting about how this movie kind of kicked off, because again, I don't watch the series, but apparently in the series, Raphael is more of the leader than Leonardo is. So it's kind of interesting seeing the dynamic kind of switch to where you would have, I mean, he's still hot-headed Raphael, but he's hot-headed because I'm the leader and I'm, trying to do right by my brothers in the world, Raphael, as opposed to, the hot-headed, I'm going to be the leader because I hate you, Leonardo, type of leader that we've gotten in many different iterations.
We got a little bit of it. It just wasn't as like strong.
Right.
Because that's the one who turned, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, even though he was captured, but still.
Right.
This movie it does show stuff for kids to watch the importance of communication
and teamwork and not leadership. Being so arrogant.
Yep, being a leader and a follower, because sometimes we have to do both.
And Leonardo learns that lesson. Leonardo learns that lesson pretty hard.
So I didn't know that the turtles like had powers and stuff. So
yeah, so that's new to this series. So if you feel like full disclosure, you don't have to watch the series at all to really kind of hop into this movie. Things just happen, and it's pretty straightforward about it. Not hard to catch on at all. But if you want to watch the series, I would say maybe the first episode will kind of give you just enough to kind of because I haven't watched the entire series. I watched the first episode, maybe like the second and third before the movie came out. And I was like, okay, I get it. It's a kinetic series. It moves really, it's really action heavy. Everything is fast paced. It's really silly and funny. And you kind of in that first episode, they show how they get the powers in their weapons too. So that's something that you get if you want that background. But other than that, it's not. I don't think it really needs much of an explanation. And it's cool to see them with the mystical powers in their weapons as opposed to them just fighting and being skilled. The movie also kind of goes out of its way to say, okay, we're taking the powers away from them, so they have to actually use their strengths and use their skills, right, and techniques to overcome this very dangerous villain.
Which I would say I enjoy because of the fact that, like I said, I am like an old school Ninja Turtle person. So it's like seeing like all the little new stuff, and especially the power. Like I said, shoot me, but especially for the powers, I'm just like. Yeah, so it was nice to see them using their karate skills and is it karate? Martial arts. I'll change my term. Their martial art skills and practices to actually and whatever. I think that we actually meet the turtles still at a place where like they haven't like really grown yet. Like they're still like learning and maturing, and I wish that we could have seen them. Even though I know they had to go back in time to the certain spot, but I just wish that we could have seen them like just a little bit more martial arty.
Right.
That's you know what, where they like master it, because I feel that if they are able to get other powers, that they should be like masters to the max in martial arts. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I wish that they did have some good combat. They did, but maybe just a little pinch more.
Yeah. I can see that. It would have been nice to see the future turtles doing a little bit more in that opening than what we got, but it's still kind of all paid off a little well.
I think that was enough.
You think so?
Yeah, the reason I say that is because even though we saw fighting, we saw a lot of power usage. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you don't want to, because that's all people gonna be thinking about. What's the power? How to get the powers?
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because they really didn't show that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm ready to see that, and I think it would have been more disappointing for people. Because I think I would have been disappointed they didn't show all that shit. And they're gonna go back to that where they barely even got martial arts skills. Like, come on now, come
on. Another thing I enjoyed about this movie, like I said, this has to do with because in the future there's a key that is stolen and it unleashes the Krang upon the earth, and they take over brutally. And they send Casey Jones, who is a fan favorite Ninja Turtle character. Casey Jones gets sent back in time to pretty much prevent the key from getting stolen, which we find out happens because of the arrogance of Leonardo, who is not yet the master Leonardo that Casey Jones knows, but still just that, like we said, arrogant,
but
young.
In his defense, he didn't see the future.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And in all their defenses, they didn't know the future, but
he should have known that, it's bad guys, and if they want to keys for something bad.
Right. So there's definitely that
coffee shop, sir.
So they get the mission, and of course, the movie's just about them trying to stop the Krang and trying to stop that deadly, horrible future from happening. So I brought all that up because I want to say the Krang were brutal in this film. I was not expecting this film to be as brutal as it was because, again, the series from what I saw is goofy, really silly, which this movie is.
People lost their shells.
People lost their shells. There was blood.
There was sweat.
That cold open I did. That cold open I did where I said badass ninjas. They say that in the movie.
They were cursing.
I was like, well, goodness gracious. Is this the show? I was wow.
I was just laying there minding my business. I was like, oh.
That's how I was sitting there. I'm like, okay, nice little post-apocalyptic start. Okay, it's a little heavy here. Then they said that. I said, wait. I have rewinded and everything. I said, what the heck? So, in the action in this show, in this movie, just like in the show, from what I've seen in the show, it's very fast-paced and very, very cool to look at. Like it's it's exciting.
You know what? This action, it kind of put me in the mind frame of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like it's like okay, cool, but now everybody's gonna do the same, like.
Yeah, but
and then the Ninja Turtles are from New York, and damn Spider-Man's from New York. I'm like, man, this just keep getting worse and worse.
But I mean, I can appreciate with 3D animation, I can appreciate that to an extent. But to 2D, just because I know the work that goes into doing those drawings and creating those moments, I can appreciate it more coming from that. I see your point of view though, like with all that type of.
Because I'm just a person just watching,
right?
So I'm just watching it, and I watch this, and I'm like, looks familiar.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with the action scenes though. There was one in particular when they were fighting the Krang in like a mid-air fight, and they're all using their different powers and stuff like that. I was like, wow. And it's like it moves so fast, but you can kind of catch everything that happens. But it's like when you go back and watch it again, it's like, wow, that was really a little bit more than I thought it was at first. So they're really good. Every fight too, not just that one fight. Every fight they have in this movie, even in the beginning when they're just stopping these bad guys from a robbery, the action in that was like top notch. Yeah, it was animated really beautifully. It was all that.
If anything, the action actually saved the movie.
No, I mean,
it
saves the series. Really for me, it saves the series because I know that it saved the movie. I mean, I'll talk about that in a second. Let me think about that. I'll talk about that in a second. So I mentioned the Krang earlier and how brutal they were. There's a Krang gets her eye shot off and she's bloodthirsty the entire movie. Yeah, the one that that was a she. I assume.
It sounded like a man to me.
Oh,
I don't know, maybe I was wrong.
Even in the climax of the movie where one of the characters makes a heroic sacrifice, the Krang there is just wailing on him like, nah, you stuck in here with me, you gonna catch these hands. It's like, wow. I was like, yo, get him. I was like, get him out of there. Somebody get him out of there.
For a kid's movie,
the action in this is, and the brutality that they go for, it's like, wow. Wow. And a lot of people want the show to come back, which I've been seeing a lot. And they're like, hopefully this movie leads to the show being able to come back. I'm like, yo, the show like y'all good.
First, I would definitely say no, because of, I mean, I understand it's martial arts or whatever, but that's a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah, like I understand Ninja Turtle fandom. I know that y'all love y'all turtles, but listen, y'all got a renaissance coming up.
I can't even say that because parents just need to regulate their kids and talk to their kids about stuff, because that's what it's gonna come down to. Because I'm just saying, you got a little Terra Timmy
come go out there,
and not even that, and then beat somebody the way that made me beating. You know what I'm saying?
Man, true. I mean, that was a whooping.
That was
whooping.
Brutal.
That was wild.
And that was brutal. And you know, little Terra Timmy's gonna think that the kid is gonna get up. You know what I'm saying?
That kid ain't getting up.
Because Leonardo got up.
That kid will never get up again.
That kid ain't gonna get up. Terra Timmy. So now Terra Timmy got a charge. So talk to the kids.
Even and outside the action, like I said, I've already mentioned the humor was really great. They do a lot of funny expressions in there. They have a few funny pieces of dialogue that kind of move a little quickly, so it's kind of funny because it does move quickly. They don't linger.
There's nothing for my hair. This black background.
But one of the things that really caught me off guard was the emotion in the movie. There were a lot of heavy emotional moments. Y'all know me. I get sensitive sometimes when I see these movies, and they had a particular part that kind of brought me to the edge of a little bit of, little super emotionalness. I was, some moments in there, I was like, wow. I was like, they kind of went for everything. They treated this like a finale. That's why I'm like, you don't need to really go back to the series because
finale.
Yeah, I feel like this movie could just cap off the series.
And I'm just somebody who just watched the movie, so.
Yeah, I mean, well, with me knowing that it was a show and then watching this, I'm like, this works as a perfect standalone.
So the question would be, would I watch the show after watching the movie?
That is a great question.
So I would say so. Cause I'm like, whoop his ass. Where them damn turtles at? Whoop, And then I feel the show's not gonna do that.
Yeah,
I don't know. They might do they do that to that extent. I mean, That was brutal.
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot. I mean, I've seen some fight
I mean,
sequences that are pretty. Like I've seen a compilation video of some fight sequences that
okay,
were.
so I'll say maybe you know what I'm saying. Like, okay, so this if the show is minimal to this, then this is what I would have expected in a movie.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah.
Because I would want the movie to be great, like, yeah, but I would want the damn turtle sweet whooping ass. So can I get their ass slammed?
I mean, woo, Krang was going like, and that's what I'm saying. This Krang was dying. This is, and I've seen a few Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle iterations with the Krang in it. This was top. This was top tier Krang. Like I've never seen one this brutal. I've seen the 2012 series, the live action movie, some of the original 80s television series where that one was just goofy and campy anyway. But this was like, yo, I'm kind of scared for y'all. How y'all? Because at a point,
but remember
even though we know
trying to achieve though, so he knew that his goals were
right
about to be shut down.
Right. So it's just like at a certain point, even though you know the heroes are gonna win, you're kind of like, okay, well, how are y'all really gonna get out of this?
First
though?
of
Like,
all,
how y'all?
I was questioning my life. I was questioning my life.
Thinking about like,
I'm like, damn, oh, oh.
Because at one point he just threw people out of helicopters. I was like, oh,
bro, I was talking about that ass whooping. I was like,
yeah, I was like, get him out. Somebody save him. He's just gonna be caught in there. He can't fight back. And then when they got the character out, I was like, man, he started swimming to that portal. I was like, yo, you better shut that thing. Shut it down. No time for talking, just shut it.
Bro, no time for crying, suck the damn tears and put them in the end.
So that is so I feel like, you know they got to keep him there. They can't bring him back.
This is where we needed the help of our anime friends, the power of friendship.
No, look, that's what saved them though. The power of family and friendship and all that. And family. Yeah, so it was very good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great film. The voice cast. I did not talk about the voice cast because this is actually an amazing cast. Yeah, Ben Schwartz, which is kind of funny because Ben Schwartz, he plays Sonic in the Sonic movies. He plays a lot of blue characters. And so like add Leonardo to the list of blue arrogant characters. That's Ben Schwartz. Omar Miller plays Raphael. Brandon Michael Smith is Michelangelo. And Josh Brenner is I always forget one of them. Donatello. I always forget a Ninja Turtle. That's crazy. Haley Joel Osment. He plays Casey Jones. You have Kat Graham, who plays April O'Neil, who I love April O'Neil in this series. I love her in this movie. She's first of all, she's a black girl. Shout out to that.
I'm glad they are switching it up. You know what I'm saying? Like give diversity.
Yeah, and then on top of that, she's more of her own character than I think any iteration of April O'Neil has ever been. Because
I honestly didn't expect that out of her.
Yeah, she was real goofy, but then actually she has her April O'Neil. Like I've seen that in a couple of episodes I've watched. And you have Eric Bauza as Master Splinter, who I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like this Master Splinter because he's a little too goofy for me. But I mean, I guess it works for who it works for. So, but not me.
I didn't like how he was all fat. So I mean,
he was a fat.
Like I said, I know I'm used to like the live action Ninja Turtle movies, but still, even the damn live action with the little skinny rat, I'll take him right now. Like I think that they could at least left I think I get it, but come on, like
yeah.
He's a martial artist, like he's not gonna get that fat.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Especially the way he practices, like he's training people, bro. Like, yeah, he's getting old, but he ain't that damn old.
He's just so, like I said, he's just so goofy.
And how they joked about really rat meat in there.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. The one joke I did, like he was like, "We had to eat rats." No offense, Splinter. None taken. We are delicious. I thought that was funny. That was it was funny because it was gross. But is there anything else interesting about this film? No, not really. Nothing production wise. This movie is 82 minutes long, but I mean it's a good 82 minutes. Every minute of this movie is actually very, very good and entertaining. It is. Do you think that this is a film that could have succeeded in theaters?
I believe so.
Think so?
I think so because I think parents, especially like I said, older people for their nostalgic reasons would have just went.
Just like that, you changed my opinion. Because originally I was on the side of no, but then once you said that, I thought, well, these are the Ninja Turtles, a name that has not yet died and is in the process of a renaissance. So it's just like, just the name alone is going to get people
and that's
out
what I'm saying.
there.
Because at the end of the day, you can always talk to your kids about the 4 Ninja Turtles,
Right?
And the martial arts, and I guess now we got magic. So
right, and I think
the mystic arts.
Yeah, you definitely changed my opinion because then now even just thinking about it, it's just like the word of mouth. I think would have been good enough for more people to see it and for it to be a bigger success. But I mean, streaming's fine. I mean, I'm kind of getting tired of streaming, honestly. But I like to go to the movies.
I like to stay at home.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. This movie
check it out.
is critically.
What was the rating?
Oh, the ratings on here 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think it should be higher, and 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb, which I'm like, yo.
And but then again, what's the targeted age? Because if they're around my age, then I already know why. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the age target is definitely the audience of the movie. Well, now I'm seeing something that says 83% Rotten Tomatoes, but I just look at 77. So I'm gonna go with 77. But I think most of that will come from maybe people's distaste of how this iteration of Ninja Turtles is executed.
Okay, first of all, who's rating these things?
I have no idea.
That's a better damn question.
I have no idea because I would give this. My rating for this is about 4.9 out of the 5 stars. I put it up there. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this movie. I really did enjoy it.
I give it a 4. Ain't no damn 4.9 now. 4 is pushing it. Yeah, I give it a 4. You did the most just now.
I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
This almost reminded me of that time with Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay, so
how you just
one day
did the least.
Because I thought about this. One day I will go back and reevaluate some of my ratings because there are some movies I kind of gave a high rating and went back and watched and was like, hey, this is not what I thought it was. And Super Pets is definitely on that list. Super Pets is on that list. It's really on that list, guys. But yeah. So,
and probably all those times he was loud laughing in the movie theater. No,
I don't regret none of that.
It was never that.
I regret none of that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I regret none of it. But yeah, I mean that's it though. That's all we have. Anything else?
Oh, the name of the anime. I can't remember.
Oh, BrickWall anime announcement time.
No, don't say that.
Probably. But while she's doing that, in the meantime, that concludes our review. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel to keep up with all of our posts. I have some things that I've been watching that I'm of course get on here and talk about. The other day I talked about the show on Amazon Prime called Paper Girls. Make sure y'all check out that review. That is a very good show on Prime. Let's see. Am I watching anything currently? I am. I'm always watching something. I have not seen the finale of Only Murders in the Buildings for this season, but I heard it was phenomenal. So I'll make sure I try to check that out.
I can't remember what
She-Hulk
is.
episode 2 comes out tomorrow, so guarantee I will be here for review for that. And
it is definitely on Netflix. It is definitely on Netflix.
And let's see. I don't know. I don't have anything else that I've been watching lately. But if you guys have suggestions, we always take suggestions out here on BrickWall Entertainment.
There are honestly a lot of movies on. If you haven't checked out Demon Slayer yet, go ahead, make sure you check that out because I will be reviewing that as well. And of course, I'm not trying to find the freaking movie. I cannot find the name. Also, so easy.
Twitch streams are coming up. That's right. The big announcement. We are moving over to Twitch for a different type of segment. So more information on that will be given as well as the start date, but the start date is coming up very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Sam has the name of the anime.
So I'm just gonna. I don't know if this is copyright infringement. If I flash it, but the name of the anime is on Netflix. It's approximately an hour and 46 minutes.
It's Ni no Kuni.
Ninokuni.
Ni no Kuni.
So check that out and let me know what you think. I'm going to review it. I'm gonna do it before the week is out. I'm gonna give you about 48 hours maybe to watch it. So yeah, check it out. It's on Netflix.
All right, and with that, any closing thoughts at all? Any other
Remember
closing
to subscribe,
thoughts?
like, share, stay in contact with us so we know what you like to see.
And remember, we are expanding, so make sure you stay tuned. But until then, stay easy, stay breezy. Peace.